Hey everybody, this is Troy with eBuzz Central. One of the two main reasons I hear from people that don't want to leave Windows or Mac for Linux is either one, the apps that I use I can't use on Linux, or two, I just don't like the way any of the distributions look. This has never really been a problem for me because you all know that I use Manjaro KDE. That's my desktop right there. Looking at it, I love it. Some people will say it doesn't look as polished as Windows, or the icons aren't as cool as Windows, or whatever you might want to say. It really falls into the eye of the beholder, whoever's using it. If it's working for them, it's good for them. But with Manjaro Deepin, I don't think you can really use that argument because I believe it gets better looking with each release. So before we get started, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, or follow my channel. Doesn't cost anything, and if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. If you like the channel and enjoy the videos that we are producing, you can support us by becoming a member to the channel, buying us a cup of coffee, or better yet, becoming a patron to the channel. We are at Manjaro's website, which is manjaro.org. I will put that in the description below. And you can go over here and you can click on Try Manjaro, and it'll bring up XFCE, which I've covered, Plasma, and then, of course, GNOME. Now, if you want to give Deepin a shot, all you got to do is go up to the additions, go to Community, and there's Manjaro Deepin right there. You just click on it, and it'll give you the option to download it right here. And you can do that by torrent, or you can do it by standard download. So let's go back to the main page, and they've got quite a bit of information here. It covers features, donate, shop, news, more. You can go to their forums should you have any problem. But it's a really good website. Manjaro is a really solid distribution. So if you have any problems, you can pretty much get everything solved at their website. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of their website. And if you download Manjaro Deepin, throw it on a USB, put it in a virtual machine, this is the screen you're met with. It's a very beautiful distribution. I like the panel on the bottom. I like the way it's set up. And the beauty of this is if you don't like this setup, but you like the overall look, all you got to do is right click, go to mode, click on efficient mode, and it gives you that more old school feeling mode down there. And then you still have everything over here on your right. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in fashion mode because I like the way it looks. And you also get Manjaro Hello. I love the hello screens and I love the welcome screens in Linux distributions. I like to call it quick information for the person that is either one, first coming to this distribution and they're not familiar with it, or two, somebody that's brand new to Linux and it kind of helps them out. But you've got documentation, you've got the README, you've got release info, and you've got the wiki. And then over here on support, should you have a problem, you can go straight to forums from here. Discover software, mailing lists, project. If you want to get involved or be part of the development, you can help out here. Or if you just like the project overall and you want to donate and help them out monetarily, you can just click on that, zip over and help them out. And then, of course, you can launch the Calamares installer from right there. I'm going to go ahead and close out of Manjaro Hello. And if you right click on the desktop, you get new folder, new document, auto arrange. You can adjust your icon sizes. Right now, they're on small. You could jump them up to medium if you wanted to. That's really up to you and your preferences. If you don't want them on there at all, you can change that in settings as well. Select all, open terminal, display settings, and then, of course, wallpaper and screensaver. You can click on that. And it's got a nice, neat way down here for you to change your wallpaper. There are different wallpapers you can choose from. You can go with something like that or like that. It changes really quickly. But you get a decent choice of wallpapers to take a look at. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on that one for now. I want to darken it up a little bit so we can see everything a little better. If you come down to the bottom, you've got one panel. You got your notifications here, trash, date and time, power, keyboard. And then over here, you've got your internet, sound, and then updates. Now, if you want to hide these right here, you just click on this little arrow and they disappear. Kind of gives you a little extra room there on your dock or / panel, whatever you want to call it. And then in the center, you've got your file manager. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is your Deepin file manager. And as you can tell, it is a very good looking file manager. It's beautiful. It's cohesive. It goes along with the theme of the operating system. And it's just really good looking. Now, what I do want to do here real quick, just give me a second. I want to go ahead and switch this over to a dark mode. Let's go ahead and personalize. Go to dark. There, everything switched over to a dark mode. I just like dark mode better. I think it comes off looking better in videos. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. Now, if you want to make these folders right here bigger, all you got to do is come down to this little scroll bar right here. and you can scroll that up and make them bigger. You can make them smaller. That's really up to you and your personal preference on how you want it to look. I'm going to go ahead and close out of it. And then, of course, you've got album, your photo album. Now, Deepin comes with its own set of applications, your music, your videos, and then, of course, your photos. And it goes right along with everything else. And as you can tell, it's in effects mode. So you get the rounded corners on your windows as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Come back down here and you get your music player. And as you can see, it has the same rounded corners and the same theme. I like what Deepin Desktop does by integrating everything and having their own apps to go along with that. Now, I have had people that have used the Deepin OS, not the Deepin Manjaro, that just love the OS, but they don't like the fact that it's built in China, so they don't use it. That's one beautiful thing about Manjaro is we can go in and get the desktop environment loaded on top of Manjaro. Then you don't have all that telemetry and things that you're worried about in the regular Deepin OS. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Exit, confirm. And then you also have calendar. If you open up your calendar, and that gives you your nice calendar right there. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Let's go over to settings. I like the way their settings is set up. Let's go ahead and check accounts. This right here gives you your main account. This is your Manjaro account. Once you install it, this will be your administrative account. It'll have your name here. You can go ahead and customize the picture if you want to. You can have it auto log in or not auto log in without password if you want to, so on and so forth. Then you've got display. Come down here, we're at 100% brightness. You can set your resolution right here. You also have display scaling right here and color temperature. If you want to make that look a little warmer or you want to make adjustments there, you can as well. Default applications. You come over here and set up, let's say you download something other than Firefox and you want to use that as your default browser. You can come over here and set that up. Same thing with mail, text editor, music, video, pictures, and terminal. Personalize. We just come over here a while ago to change the theme. I'm going to go ahead and maximize that so y'all can see everything. We've changed it to a dark theme. If you want to change your accent color, you can. You've got red, orange, you've got the dark blue, you've got purple, you've got a gray. The gray is kind of too light for me. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the light blue. Your window effects are on. Transparency is at 0.4. Window minimization, you can scale it. You can magic lamp it if you want to. And then rounded corners, you can adjust those if you want them small or large or medium. You can do all that right here. You've got your icon theme. Right now, we're running on Bloom. You've got several to choose from. I'm going to leave it on Bloom because I do like the icon theme, but you could switch it to, let's say, Vintage. And as you can tell down here, all of your icons have changed. And then you go back to Bloom and they all change back. That's what you expect from a professional OS. Cursor theme. Right now, we're on the Bloom theme. I'm going to leave it there, but you've got Bloom Dark, Breeze, X Cursor. There's just a few different themes there to choose from. Pick the one you like and go with it. And then, of course, your fonts. Right now, we're set on 14. I'm going to leave it there. It lets you know that your standard font is Noto Sans. If you wanted to change that, just click on it. Come down here, pick the font that you want, change it, and then you'll be good to go. Then you've got network. Right now, we're on a wired network adapter. And then you've got your DSL, VPN, system proxy, application proxy, and network details. Notification. These right here will show you the notification settings for your operating system. Right now, screen capture does have notifications turned on. If you don't feel those are necessary, you just come over there, click those off. You're good to go. Any other applications you feel that don't need notifications on, you can come over here and just shut them off. And then that way you don't have notifications going off for every little thing you do. That's up to you. Falls back to your personal preference. Then we can go to sound. You've got output. You've got your input, of course, for your microphone, sound effects, and devices. Then you have date and time. You can adjust this. You can set it on 24-hour time. You can set it on regular time. And then, of course, you could go to time settings and your time zone. If you wanted to change your system time zone, let's go over here to something like Central, confirm it. As you can see, it changed right off the bat, and you're good to go. And then time settings. And then, of course, you could change your format. Over to power, general power settings. Just shows you decrease the brightness in power saving mode. It's on a balanced setup. If you wanted to change it to power saver, you could. And then down here, password is required to wake up the computer. Password is required to wake up the monitor. You can leave those on if you want. You can adjust those however you want. And then you could also adjust what things do when it's plugged in to a power source if you're on a laptop. Then you've got mouse, keyboard, system info. That's odd. I clicked on system info and it just shut down the settings app. So let's try this again. System info, there may be a little bug, or it may be because I'm in a virtual machine. But system info will not register for me in the virtual machine. If you download this and give it a try, please come back and let me know if system info worked for you on your virtual machine or on your USB stick. Then we come over to the left. You've got multitasking view. You've got show desktop. Then you have your app launcher. You open it up and you get a nice big full screen look like you get on a GNOME. But one thing I do like about it is if you look over here, you've got these little arrows. Just click on those and it brings it down to a regular size app menu. Now, if you go back up and you come over here, it kind of categorizes. There's your internet, there's your music, there's your video, graphics, office, and development and system. And then, of course, other. And we'll go ahead and take it out of itemized. You've got your file manager, music, movie, screen capture, album, draw, trash, computer, terminal. Let's go ahead and open up terminal. I want to see if they have HTOP installed out of the box, and they do. Right now, at present, I have 3 gigabytes issued to this virtual machine. We are at present using 1.17 gigabytes of it at rest with the terminal open. Now, I do want to say that some of this operating system is running in RAM because we are in a virtual machine. So if you install it, you're probably looking somewhere between 800 and 900 megs to run at rest, which is a mid-weight distribution, but with something that's got a lot of the effects that you want and kind of gives you the beauty that you get out of Deepin, you can kind of expect that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Close. Let's go back down here. Then you've got Deepin Mail. Deepin Mail is a really nice mail client, but what I am going to tell you is if you use Gmail, you will have to go into your Gmail settings in your Google account and let it have access to less secure apps, or it won't work with this mail client. Just giving you a heads up. You got your text editor. You've got the control center we looked at a while ago with all the settings, system monitor, print manager, calendar, app store. Let's take a look at the app store. And the app store has opened up. Let's go ahead and maximize that. And you've got your suggested up here. And then, of course, you got your categorized messaging, internet, games, development. And then you can also, of course, do your updates from here. But I'm going to do a search after I close that out. Let's do a search for something like OBS Studio. No results. So I guess it's going to have to refresh. You're going to have to refresh it. I'm not going to do that because I'm in a virtual machine. Plus, it needs updates. But that's your app store. Let's exit, confirm. Let's go back down here. Then you've got applications. Let's go over here. You've got GIMP out of the box, document viewer, Firefox, HTOP, home, Manjaro Hello, install Manjaro Linux, Manjaro Settings Manager, Manjaro Notifier. Now, on Settings Manager, it's going to let you do a couple of different things. It'll have your locale settings, your language packs, and then, of course, show you what kernel you're using and give you the ability to update your kernel. Right now, you're on 5.13. I think we've moved up to 5.15. You can download that here and install it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and quit out of that. We'll go back to page 2 and then page 3. You've got Redshift. You've got Root File Manager, Screensaver, MPV Media Player, VLC Media Player, and then, of course, TimeShift. If you're not familiar with TimeShift, this is where you come in and you can make a backup copy of your system. It takes a snapshot of it. If you've installed this on a BTRFS file system, make sure you flip that over to BTRFS. Any other file system, just leave with rsync. Then you want to click Next. When you come over, it'll have your hard drive listed here. You'll click that hard drive, and then you'll click Next. And what it'll do is it'll take a snapshot of that. Because I'm in a virtual box, it's not going to be able to do that, but that's how you do it. So that way, should you encounter any problems with your system or have a catastrophic failure, you can always come back over here and restore it from there. Now, if you do install this, keep the USB stick that you install it from, because if you do have a catastrophic failure, you've got to have a way to get back into a Manjaro setting so you can restore that snapshot. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. One final thing I do want to show you. I showed you the app store down here, the Deepin store. I want you to go up here and search, go to software. You'll see add and remove software right there. Open that up, pull that down, go over here to the 3 dots, click on that, go to preferences, go to third party and enable AUR support and enable check for updates. Then you can go back to general, and what you'll want to do from right here is where it says use mirrors from, go with worldwide. I've had people ask me this question many a times. Why would you go with worldwide? Why wouldn't you pick one closer to you? Because when I use worldwide and I refresh those mirrors, I always seem to download updates and install software quicker than if I pick something that is closer to my location. That's just my experience with it. So if you have a different experience, please let me know in the comments below. Once you have that selected worldwide, go ahead and refresh mirrors. It takes about 2 to 4 minutes. The mirrors will be refreshed. Then you'll be able to go in and download applications or update your system. First thing I want to check out is if I can do a search for OBS right here. OBS Studio. I'm going to go ahead and enter. And it does bring up the Arch User Repository version of OBS Studio. Now, once you refresh your mirrors, it will actually bring up the official repository version of OBS Studio. I just wanted to show you how the search function works. So that's that. So I'm going to close out of that. That pretty much in a nutshell is Manjaro Deepin. It is a beautiful operating system. I don't think Windows 11 can touch it. I like it better than Mac OS, quite honestly. So you can't use that excuse anymore that an operating system doesn't look as good as Windows or isn't quite as good looking as Mac. Deepin brings everything to the table, plus Linux security and stability. What do you think? Is Deepin Manjaro something you might download, throw on a USB, put in a virtual machine, and take for a test drive? Let me know in the comments below. Do me a favor before you leave today. Please like, subscribe, or follow my channel. Doesn't cost anything, and if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. If you like the channel and enjoy the videos that we are producing, you can support us by becoming a member to the channel, buying us a cup of coffee, or better yet, becoming a patron to the channel over on Patreon. Those links will be in the description below. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video.